Hi guys. So again, this is the County of San Luis Obispo Public Library doing a grant-funded program with the San Luis Obispo Children's Museum. And I'm going to hand you over to Miss Lexi, who's going to be doing our STEAM Ahead Science program today.
Thanks, Margaret. Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Lexi. I'm with the San Luis Obispo Children's Museum, and I'm going to be leading our activity today. So today we are going to be doing a really exciting science experiment that is lemon volcanoes. So what we're going to see today is a really, really cool chemical reaction. So basically everything in our world is made up of a bunch of different materials, including chemicals. So sometimes when those chemicals join together, they interact in a way that we can actually see. So today we are going to witness a really awesome chemical reaction, and it's going to be really fun. So first we are going to go ahead and get our materials together. So I'll let you guys see what we have going on here. So to do this experiment, you are going to need a big plate to keep your lemon volcano on. You're also going to need a lemon, some dish soap, some baking soda, a popsicle stick to stir everything together, a food coloring tablet, and then you're also going to need a little container of water to put your food coloring in. So go ahead and grab all of your materials. The first step that we are going to take is to take the food coloring and go ahead and put it in the water. And we're going to let that dissolve a little bit. You can give it a stir with your popsicle stick. And as you can see, it's kind of bubbling up. And that's because it's releasing some carbon dioxide. So that's like a little bit of what we're going to see on a much larger scale with the volcano. So that's your dye. You can let it sit on the side while it gets all incorporated. And the next thing you're going to want to do is take your lemon and ask an adult to cut it in half for you. So I have a lemon here that's already cut. Definitely be careful with knives. Ask your mom, dad, sister, brother, anyone who's around for help with this one. So once you have it cut in half, you'll go ahead and put it right on your plate, right in the middle there. And that's going to be the base of our volcano. If you look at a volcano, there's the big mountain part, and that today is our lemon. Okay, everyone's got their lemon ready to go. Gonna take your popsicle stick and you're gonna kind of stab in all of the lemon slices to let some of that juice in the lemon out. And the juice in the lemon is gonna be really, really important to make this science experiment happen. So make sure you stab it all up. Get that all ready to go. You don't have to totally mash it, but just make sure it's nice and juicy. Okay, we'll check on our dye. It should be almost incorporated. You can just give that a couple stabs to kind of break up the coloring. Okay, and once you have that all mixed up, you can just take the popsicle stick and use it to place some of the dye around your lemon. And this is what's going to make your volcano eruption really, really pretty and fun to look at. So you can go ahead and put as much dye as you want. I use the pink dye so it looks nice and contrasted with the yellow lemon. You can see the eruption a little bit more. Okay. That should be good with the dye. And then the next ingredient you're going to want to grab is your dish soap. So you're going to open the dish soap and just pour it all over the top of the lemon. And just do a good coating of dish soap all over on top of that dye. Okay, and then our last step is to take the baking soda and sprinkle a pretty good amount on the top. So the baking soda is really important to the chemical reaction. So you can go ahead and put a bunch of that, sprinkle it all up on there. Okay. Are you guys ready for the volcano? So the final step is to take your popsicle stick and you're just gonna stab it and mix it all together. And what's gonna start happening is it's gonna start foaming up like crazy. So you've got the baking soda in there, you've got the lemon juice, you've got that dye. As you can see, mine's like kind of pink because of all the dye I put. And then some of that dish soap is also making it really, really foamy. So it all foams up. So mine's kind of a nice little rainbow from the food coloring and the dish soap. And if you want to keep it going, you can do a little bit more baking soda. And mix it back in. Should be super frothy, super fun to look at. It's kind of going crazy.
So Lexi, can you tell us what's happening right now?
Yeah, thanks, Margaret. So what's happening here with this experiment is the chemical reaction is taking place. So there were two components that we put together that made the chemical reaction. Does anyone have a guess of what? You don't have to say it out loud, just think and take a guess in your head of what two ingredients of everything we put in made the chemical reaction.
I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat if anybody wants to put it in there.
That'd be great.
What two ingredients do you think are causing the chemical reaction right now, guys? You can type it in the chat or tell your grown up and they can type it in.
We got the baking soda and the lemon juice. That is exactly right. So the lemon juice and the baking soda react because of the chemicals that they are made up of. So in the lemon, we have a substance called citric acid. Citric acid, like its name says, is an acid. So acids are really, really sour. That's why you eat a lemon and it's really tangy and kind of hurts your tongue. So those are acids and they're one end of the spectrum of chemicals. The other end of the spectrum of chemicals are bases. So bases are really, really bitter. They're even less nice to eat than a lemon. So that's our baking soda. I don't know if any of you have ever tasted it. I have, and I would not recommend it because it's very, very bitter. So when you have the sour acid and the bitter base and you put them together, they kind of start fighting. So the acid is trying to make the base more acidic and the base is trying to make the acid more basic. And what that does is cancel each other out. So you get a really neutral substance that's kind of in the middle. It's not as sour, it's not as bitter. It's just kind of like hanging out right between the two. And that is how you get our volcano. So those two elements kind of battled it out and we got all of that beautiful fizz, and that was from carbon dioxide from the chemical reaction. That's what causes the volcano to bubble up. That's what caused the bubbles in our dye. And when you open a can of soda and it sprays everywhere, that's also carbon dioxide. So yeah, that is what caused our experiment today, that chemical reaction. You can see it in a lot of different interactions. And yeah, this volcano is a great way to check it out.